Good morning. Good morning. Hey, everybody. How you guys doing? Once again, welcome to the Charles Matthews Morning Show. My next guest today is somebody down my alley. It's in the entertainment field, and that's what I do. So when he's coming on, I'm excited to have him on to talk about the industry, talk about the ins and outs, our little secret that we're going to tell you what makes him great. But of course, we can't start the show without the one and only Jody Ann. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning, and I'm happy to be here.
Hey, so what's going on, Jody? And you're good? I see like you're working hard. You're doing advertising, making sure all your clients are getting marketable and getting advertised. Tell us about the company.
That's right. Yeah, if you haven't heard about Malcolm's Choice before, we're a marketing and advertising company and a social enterprise, and we're dedicated to connecting customers all over to trusted Black-owned businesses in Canada. So I'm just excited to be able to showcase so many amazing Black-owned businesses. We have our website that houses our business directory, and we also have a printed version of that directory that we circulate across the Greater Toronto area. So if you want to find some great Black-owned businesses, then visit www.malcolmschoice.ca, and you can search for whatever category that you're looking for. Just hit the search bar, and you can hit events if you're looking for a great event person like the person we're going to have on today on the show. So amazing to be able to be here and to do what I love.
Well, let me do what I do best and tie everything together. Talking about events, do you have an event space?
Yeah, I do. Look at you. I love it. Yes, we just recently opened MC Studios, and it's located downtown Brampton. That's at 60 Queen Street East. We're going to be open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And what you can do there, you can have some photography, videography. If you have a YouTube or a podcast and you don't have somewhere to film, then you can film there. And it's great for small events that are about like 30 to 50 people big, right? So amazing that you mentioned that. We have our new location, MC Studios. It's a multifunctional event space, just a space for us to do what we do best and be creative and create wonderful magic as business owners. I love it.
Right. So if you want more information on event space and something, because what I like about it is a great place for photo shoots.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're doing a corporate, you want new photo shoots, you're like, oh, where can we go that has a little bit of everything? This is an event space for you because every area in the space, it can be transformed, changed to perfect for your photo shoot. So make sure you check them out.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that.
All right. But if you need a DJ to come into the event space, we got to call my man right here. Please welcome to the show, Clyde. What up, my friend?
Good morning, everybody. Happy morning, a very beautiful, bright morning. You can see a lot of sunshine is filtering into my space. So it tells you how bright and nice the morning is. And it's really great to be here on this show. Thank you for inviting me.
All right, no problem. We'd love to have you. So we're going to let Miss Jody Ann go because I know she's got calls. But if you want to get onto the program, if you want to sign up, it's real simple to do. All you got to do is connect. Give a call. You can sign up right here.
That's right. Malcolmschoice.ca. And if you go for one of our premium plans, then the being on the Charles Matthews Show, that is automatically included in your plan. So definitely opt for one of those if you're interested in seeing your business and showcasing yourself on this wonderful program. Thanks so much, Charles, for doing this. And thanks for being a part of the Malcolm's Choice family.
Not a problem. We'll see you next time.
All right. I'll see you soon.
All right, my friend. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Who's Clive? Give us some background. Who are you? Where you're from? What's your background?
All right. Well, wow, it's a mouthful. I can tell you that much. Clive was born actually in England, Birmingham, England, and of Jamaican parents. So we moved to Jamaica when I was about 9 years old, and that's where I actually grew up and became strong back in the 70s, 80s, which I'm giving away my age now. And growing up in Jamaica was a lot of fun, learning a lot of things. Coming all the way through to we migrated to Canada, and here is where I actually started out being a chef because I left Jamaica in the food industry and came here and continued that for a long while. until I flipped over and went into sound.
So then is the sound, because let's be real. You know, when you're in Jamaica, it's not sound, it's sound. You know, it's not speaker, it's speaker. Like, I mean, it's a big, huge speakers. Is that where
Yes,
the
yes,
love of the music came from? It's like, when a DJ company's putting out two speakers, they're putting
yeah.
out 19, you know? You know what I
That's
mean?
correct. That's correct. I mean, I was always amazed by the sound systems that were used in back in the day. It was
Mhm.
amazing. I mean, the huge, what we'll call them, coffins, right? We'll call them big coffins, and they would take the whole day to set up. They would come with these big Bedford trucks and move everything in and to set up. And I'm telling you that the part that I really loved is when they put the needle down on the first record for the day, and you hear that big boom, with the subwoofers just kicking in and everything kicking in. That is the time that I always waited for, to hear the needle go down on the first vinyl. It was just amazing. You know that the party is starting now. But of course, yeah, because of the way that Jamaica is, you can't get into a taxi or anything without the music going. And I just fell in love with it, and it's always been in my heart.
So then when did you open up your company? When did you open up, the studio? When did you open up your business? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I was into catering, and with the catering, I was kind of multifaceted. So we had the DJ part, we had this food, we had the limousine company, we had other companies that was part of it, and I was working very hard at trying to bring all this thing together. But the one thing that was always in my heart, in my mind, in my blood was the music. And so, way back in 1995, after my daughter Crystal was born, I decided to move over into the music side of it, and that is when it was born, and kept on building on that, but trying to find my niche in the market to figure out where I wanted to go with the business. Started out as a DJ, played a lot of parties and all that sort of stuff, and doing some church events also, and providing sound for that. And then from then on, I realized that there was a need for other DJs, and that need was that they hated uh, doing setups, and it's not even just the setup part of it. They really hated the teardown at the end of the night, to roll up wires, pack up the boxes, them put them back on, and all of that. That was a real, pain for them, And I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to formulate a company that will do all of that. So all they had to do was just come in with a laptop or come in with their CD case back in the day,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
yeah.
just spin. And they had the guy who came in, and most times I would be tech on site. So because I like, as you know, companies called Crystal Clear. So I
Mhm.
always like to have nice, clean, clear sound. And
Gotcha, okay.
oh yeah, and the habits of these DJs. They
Mhm.
know how to turn up. For the most part.
Bass bass is boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, every knob gets turned to the right. It hardly ever gets turned to the left. So I'm the guy who is always there, trying to normalize everything. I'm trying to
Mm,
balance that sound and make sure it sounds good, because it's not only how good the DJ can play, but I figured if the sound is not proper,
right,
people are going to be annoyed by it just the same,
right.
right? So balancing both sides makes for a good event.
Okay, so there it is. So you started off with there, but then why did you get into spinning yourself? See, setting up is one thing, and now you move over to spinning. Now you go over to playing itself. Sitting there listening and go, yeah, it sounds crystal clear, but then you're like, they're not playing it properly. What's going on with there?
Forced. I was forced, uh, because you go to these events, and you go to a lot of events, and I know that you can testify to this too, where you, as a DJ, you walk in, whether people know you, yes or no,
Right.
but the type of event and the timing of everything matching to the DJ sometimes is off.
Yeah.
I have gone to weddings where we're doing walking, and he's playing dance, floor music, like they're supposed to be on the dance floor at this point, and I'm saying, "What, buddy, there's a dinner time,
Mhm.
and to play a little bit of laid back music, some instrumentals, stuff like that, allow people to talk, but the volume is at 9. The speakers are jumping out of the boxes, and you're trying to talk to someone beside you, and you can't hear yourself,
Right.
and stuff like that. And I decided that during that time that, yeah, you know what, I want to go in there and I want to balance everything. I want people to appreciate sound, music. I wanted to appreciate myself as a DJ, that I can read the crowd, that I
Mhm.
can see what's going on, and I can match the music to the scene.
Gotcha.
And yeah, yeah, that's true.
So
And if I just to put this little piece on here, is also building an atmosphere,
yes.
which is totally important. Is building that atmosphere.
So they
And
get. So
yeah, go ahead.
let me cut you there because I want to ask you this question before you move on. So like me, because I'm a professional MC. I don't DJ. I work with DJs like you, and I MC weddings and stuff.
Yes,
When
sir.
you go to other events, and I have to ask you this because I have a tendency to do this, and my wife's like, "Relax, it's okay, relax." When you see other DJs and other MCs doing stuff, and you're like, and you're shaking your head, you're like, you want to get up and say something, or they're not doing it the way they're supposed to doing it, or like you got the bug, or they're setting up, and you want to go over there and help them push the buttons in. And do you get that itch when you're sitting at someone else's?
Oh my goodness! I tell you, my wife Siobhan, she bring handcuffs with her. That's what she does. She brings the handcuffs and she handcuffs me to the chair. You know, and there's so many times that you walk in and you say to yourself, "What on earth is going on? What is he thinking, or what is she thinking?"
Mm,
And you get that urge, and there could be even a small thing
yeah.
like um, the trim is too high. You can tell that the trim is way too high for the volume, and the speakers are screaming. And you just want to go up there and say, "Hey, buddy, just turn this down a little bit and turn your fader up. It's okay. It's all right. Aren't you hearing?" Or the mic is feeding back. MC's up there and mic is feeding back. They do a cross to another person to do a speech, and the mic is feeding back. And that just annoys the bejesus. It does get me. And I'm an MC too. So most 90% of the weddings that we do,
Mm.
I'm also the MC. So I can refer to what you're saying, and I can, and believe you me, I've been there. But because I'm handcuffed to the chair, I shoot. Her famous words are, "Leave it alone.
That
Leave
yeah,
it
yeah,
alone.
yeah. Leave it alone. Leave
Leave
it
it
alone.
alone.
Yeah,
Not your
leave it alone.
circus. Not
It's
your
not
monkey."
yours. Leave it alone. Not your event. Just leave it alone. But I'm like itching, and then people at the table are like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, just." And it's like, especially if there's nothing happening.
Yes,
It's
yes,
dead air.
yes, yes,
And there's no music. There's no talking. The food hasn't come out, and it's just dead air for
yes,
15, 20 minutes.
yes, yes, yes,
I'm like, okay, what's
yes,
happening? No,
yes.
like tell the people what's going on. Is something like, you know what I mean? It's just it's I guess if you're in the industry, you know how it is. You just want to get up and do something. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I know that, if I to send out some encouragement to other DJs and sound men and stuff like that, is to listen to others, and be a critic.
Hmm.
Tell yourself, what is it about what this person just did that you could have done better?
Right.
You understand? And once you start to figure out those little details about what went wrong, how did it sound, how can I make it sound better? You go
Right.
back to your drawing board and you try to do better. Do it. That's your homework. That's your homework, because I have in my home, I have my boards here, I have my speakers home and all that kind of stuff, and I have my little man cave, and and once in a while I will go on there. I mean, I use a digital board, so it's a little bit more involved, but you have to do your homework. You have to do your homework. Can I tell you a quick story?
Of course you can.
All right. And so I was called to be an MC to a destination wedding. That this was in Jamaica, and they flew me down to Jamaica, to the Jamaica Grand. It was, and beautiful hotel, all inclusive. I got my own room, all this and that. It was so beautiful. And the bride and groom decided to get a DJ that was local, because the DJ who they wanted to come down from Canada could not make it. They got a DJ that was local, and the guy came in and he set up his system. Took him almost an hour to get his system set up, and for some reason he had a guy who was on the mic,
Hmm.
and so the ceremony was finished. We were walking into the area where the reception is supposed to be held, and this guy was playing dancehall music and he was screaming on the mic. When I say screaming, I mean the mic was distorted. He was just screaming on the mic, and it's just completely spoiled the whole ambiance, the whole aura of the whole thing. It was just completely spoiled. So we walked over to him. I was the MC. I walked over to him and I said, "Buddy, it's not the time for this just yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on a little
Party
bit.
hasn't started yet.
That hasn't started yet." He held off for a couple of times, and then another song came on, and he was a little bit, and then the manager had to go and actually took the mic away from him and unplugged it from the console. And this is just going to show you that there are people out there that just that do not understand how this industry goes and how to switch from being in a dance hall to being at a birthday party to an anniversary to
Well,
a
hold
wedding.
on. Let's stick a pin there.
Yeah,
And let's take our breaks. And when we come back, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the industry. Let's talk
yeah,
about what you feel like is a time for this and a time for that. And some of the new cats coming in, not knowing how to mix, not know how to blend, and not know how to change the atmosphere. Because each event is for a different occasion. You need to know when to mix,
correct.
when to do this. So let's take a quick break. And don't forget, if you got to go, the show will get replayed. We are now doing replay on LinkedIn. So we want to thank LinkedIn for accepting us through doing our live streams. We replay our shows on LinkedIn. You can catch them at 7 o'clock. And we also want to thank somebody new jumping on board. You can watch the replay and advertise. Check this out.
You're tuned into Black Business Live TV for culture, commerce, and community. The news stories we live, brought to you live 24/7.
Yes, Black Business Live. We are now partnered with Black Business Live. So when you go into different stores, if you want to advertise, they're located in different stores all across Toronto. Your advertising is right in the store. People are shopping, standing in line for groceries. Your advertise pops up right on the screen, and you can see this live right there. So if you want more information, do give them a call. If you're a business, you want to do marketing and advertise, it's a great new place to advertise. All right, before the break, we talked about the industry. Let's talk about the industry. Let's talk about the new cats about DJing. When there's a time to play this, when there's a time to that. What's your, and we're live. Let's talk the talk. What is your pet peeves about new DJs coming in? What they don't know about the industry?
Homework.
Homework.
Yeah, the number one thing is homework. Um, these a lot of the new ones are running into the industry and not understanding what is what.
Mm.
Don't understand where they are and what it calls for. Um, they feel that if they just download a couple of songs off YouTube and just play them back to back, that's DJing. And I want to tell you that it takes a lot more than that to become a really good DJ. Mixing is another thing that they have to know how to beat match and how to make sure that the whole story that you're painting gets carried along or carried through whatever you're doing. Um, there are so many people out there that don't understand where they are, and they will go to like a party and they play and they did a really good job that night, and then somebody walks up to them and say, "Hey, I'm getting married on such and such a date. Are you able to DJ for me?" And the person will say, "Yeah, I mean, I like the way you do it and stuff like that," not understanding that for a wedding, for instance, it has so many different levels, from the ceremony, people walking in, to the people leaving the ceremony, to cocktails, to the walk-ins for the reception, to the dinner music, to the dance music. There's so many different areas that you have to change the different hats as a DJ and be able to let's make sure that the people are well fed musically, right? And that is one of the big things.
Now let's talk about versatility. Should a DJ have multiple styles of music?
They should. However, it is hard to say that every DJ must have it. There's some certain DJs um, that are geared towards or just study whatever they do towards certain crowds, and they play a certain style of music, and that's all they do. Then you have a certain DJs like myself, who we call us like wedding DJs, and we have to make sure that we have the different styles. Now, it is important for any DJ, for instance, to make sure that they do have a little bit more than what they are focused on. It is very important because you will walk into a place and things just change. The
Mhm.
ambiance is different. The people age group could be different.
Right.
And then and for some reason, somebody could run up to you and say, "Hey,
I need this
uh,
song.
ha, ha, do you have this?"
Right.
And you get stuck
Yeah.
because you
And that's what I'm saying about, be versatile, because the groom runs up to you, says, "Hey, my uncle just flew in from New York. He just got here. He missed dinner, but this is his favorite song. Can you play his song for me? Because he's my favorite uncle. Can you play this song?"
correct, correct.
Gotta
And
have gotta have a category. You gotta have like some extra music just in case.
you do. And I keep on making reference to weddings because that is the most versatile event that you can ever play at.
Every
And
culture, friends from work.
it's so densely mixed. And I, I tell you this, I have done a wedding where the bride said to me, "I don't want any soca played."
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
No soca. Have a guess what was 90% that night? It was soca.
Hmm.
Why? Because although she was born here, but her family was from Trinidad.
Okay.
And they flew up, about over 20 of them came, and there was only about 70 people at this wedding, right? And over 20 of them came, plus the ones who are here, they're all from Trinidad. So the smaller amount of people that was there, the smaller percentage of people that was there were Canadians, and everybody else was Trinidadian.
Hmm.
How do you deal with that? You have to go back to the bride and say, "Hey, listen, I'm getting overrun by these Trinidadians, and I have to play soca." And she said, "By all means, go right ahead."
So let's stop there. Let's go into, since you brought it up, professionalism. All right, let's talk about this before we move on to our last segment.
Yes.
Let's talk about the DJ professionalism. Bride at request this, and they want this, how you approach the bride and how you talk to your clients and invoicing and payments. Like, we as an industry have to learn to now it's a job and it's a business. Okay.
Correct.
It's not just doing a club thing where you just go out and play and get your paid at the end of the night. You're doing a service for the 10 hours that you're there.
Correct. Correct. And and that's a good point that you're bringing up, because it's something that I had to learn real fast. Because you tend to focus on your music, you tend to focus on the songs and all that sort of stuff I'm playing, but you forget about the business side of the business. All right, and that is the one thing that caught me off guard. Uh, Dealing with the clients from the get go, and all of this calls for preparation. You need to be prepared. You need to find out and go online and find out how are these things done. What are the different forms that you can use
Yep.
in terms of invoicing, answering the questions about what music are the do playlists and the don't playlist.
Yep.
These are some of the things that you need to have, and you have to approach them with an open mind,
Yeah.
because you have to
Things,
understand a
things,
lot of. Go
things
ahead.
things that they're gonna want, you don't play.
Exactly, right? And so you have to be open to to this. And I tell you, sometimes I don't even. I'm sitting with them and I'm having a discussion with them, and I don't even have the song they just asked me for. But thank God for DJ Pool and stuff like that. While they're asking me for the song, I'm
Bring it,
downloading it,
bring it down from the cloud, my friend. Bring it down.
and I go, oh, is this the song you're talking about? Oh my God, you have that? Oh yes, we do. All
Yes.
right, and you wow them. The
Yeah.
wow factor is imperative, that you wow them.
Bring
And
it down from the
um,
cloud.
exactly, it's a very hard time for them. It's very emotional, especially if it's a wedding, and they need you to give them that surety, that assurance, that you are going to hold up your end of the bargain,
Right.
right? And you are going to give them what they want.
All right. Let's stay tuned for our next commercial. We'll be right back.
Thank
CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com. Now time for victory! All right, it's now time for Pick 3, my friend. Before we let you go, we play this fun games called Pick 3. We asked you to pick 3 numbers between 1 and 10, and those are the questions I asked you before I let you go. So give me 3 numbers between 1 and 10.
Okay, so we pick number 1, 5, and 7.
1, 5, and 7. First question. What is the one thing you wish you would have known before getting into this business?
The business side of the business, how to do collections, how to invoice people, and to know how to talk to individuals and to win each one of them.
Yeah,
To win the partnership.
that's key. That is key. All right. Number 5. It is, what have you read or listened to recently that's helped you in your business?
Good question. Wow, there's so much because I'm on the line every night. Um, I, I have been online, and I've read about being able to converse with individuals. That is one of the key things that I wanted to enhance with myself, is to be able to converse with them and to give them the assurance that what they want, that I can deliver.
You can get.
Right?
Yep.
Because the service part of this industry is actually solving problems. That is what we do. We want to solve their problems and make it happen.
Okay. And last question, number 9. Should you create your own signature question on this show, what question would you have asked yourself?
Are you ready?
so,
Are you ready?
so the answer is, are you ready? Are you ready to move forward into the next step?
That's correct. Yes. Are you ready?
There you go. There you
Yes.
go. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank
We've
you so
learned
much.
a lot in the industry. And if you want to get a hold of my friend, 905-399-0347. That's 399-0347. Give him a call. He's open. You know, the doors are open. We are doing weddings now. You know, certain banquet halls are letting us back in again.
Yes, yes.
So we're happy to be there. We're excited to be there for you to get the show started. And remember, it's an event. It's your event. So make sure you're happy. Make sure you get what you want, and look for people in the industry that know what they're talking about, because that's what we do. We want to make sure that our names are carried, because when we do a great job, you feel better, we feel better, we get more referrals. So make sure we're all on the same page. Thank you, my friend, for coming in. I had a great time talking to you about this industry. It's my favorite thing. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very well. And thank you for having me on your show.
Not a problem. All right, everybody, stay tuned. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain